Why is it that time flies when we're having fun? Why is it that when we want it to move faster, it does nothing but slow down? Time is one of the most peculiar yet interesting concepts in our world. It is defined as the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future, regarded as a whole. For myself, time is a very daunting experience, as I want to be back in the US chasing my dreams. But at the same time, writing this speech, I've realized time is precious and the past has such huge influence on how we view time. Now I want you to think of a moment where you felt most accomplished. How about when you were at your lowest? Now, can you remember the year, the date? Was it the morning or the night? You don't realize how significant remembering a year or day can be. For example, it might have been one of your hometown friends' birthdays yesterday, and I hope you didn't forget. But my point being, time has a funny way of showing up and moves forever forward in our minds. For my thesis, it is predicted that time is viewed by individuals differently regardless of their environment, external influences, or learned teachings. For this informative idea speech, I'll be focusing on 3 main points. Why does time seem to fly? How time has been viewed in the past and over the world, and how other people's perspectives in time can influence our own. We all want time to fly at some stage, looking forward to a significant event like a birthday, a vacation, or even, you get the point. But we all at some stage wanted to move in slow motion as well. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter which is instrumental in the human body. It's present and important in motivation, arousal, reward, and reinforcement in the brain. Now, the dopamine clock hypothesis, according to Patrick Simon and Matthew Mattel in their article from December 9th, 2016, is a prediction that increased dopamine release should cause our internal clock to run faster. Now, our subjective view on time is that for longer intervals, we view it as shorter. With increased dopamine release, the hypothesis states that there's an assumption about our attention to time. When things are good, attention to time is reduced. Now, when we get bored, more not often than not, we're alone with our thoughts. And our thoughts wander to our consciousness about time and how it's moving. This can be the same as if we're anticipating an event. According to Dr. Maureen Irish from August 29th, 2017, if we're waiting for something to happen, time can dilate. Furthermore, she goes on to indicate that memories give us our long-term perception of time, as they represent markers in time as we experience it. Now, significant memories make us individually experience and reflect on the past, giving us a perspective unique to ourselves. For example, I remember when I first played basketball at 5 years old, because I was just about to go into primary school. Now that we have looked at physiological and psychological aspects of time, we're going to look at how time has been viewed in the past and over the world. Now, in 1948, the Palestine War included an exodus of the Palestinian people called the Nakba, when 700,000 Palestinian people were exiled due to Jewish military advances. Now, Palestinian people experience time in a different way to us. They have a longing, a need for their homeland. It's a seemingly eternal wait, as the taking of their land is equal to a taking of their identity. Ashutosh Singh depicts in his article from October 1st, 2019, that migration is not just from the land, but from the self and the being. Singh highlights how they experience time, waiting, and exile at a different level to how you or I experience it. In waiting, they experience real time as they endure it like an object, he says. Differences in how the world experiences time can have an impact on how we individually view it. Yes, I know he's back, but Einstein had one of the biggest breakthroughs in human history regarding time. His theories of relativity. Einstein proposed that time is an illusion and that everything is relative. According to Elizabeth Howe from March 30, 2017, this led him to the counterintuitive idea that time flows differently according to our state of motion. His theory of special relativity gave scientists a whole new perspective on time and how it works in space. Now, I know no one is moving at the speed of light just yet, as his formula requires, but this proved that not just preconceived ideas on time should determine how we experience it. Physiological, psychological aspects of time, how time has been viewed in the past and over the world, and how others can influence our views on time are just some of the notions of how all individuals experience time differently. Once again, I believe time is a phenomenon in human lives. Although I'm not going to stand here and tell you how you must experience the past, present, and future, as ultimately it's all a part of our continued existence. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, time has a funny way of showing up, and more often than not has this in our minds going straight to our past, present, and future. But time is forever moving forward for us, and that's what connects us. However, today I've shown you why your experience of time will not be the same as anyone else. We all have our own unique experience of time. Now, after listening to this speech, you might think when it gets to 12 or midnight and you check your watch, you might wonder how it got there so quickly. And maybe, just maybe, you'll spare a thought on why time flies. Thank you.